Nirmala Sitharaman has hit out against Obama, especially over the ethnic minority rights. Obama made a interesting statement, Pankaj, over here. He said that when the visit was in fact going on, when he was being received by Joe Biden in the White House, he made a statement over that. He said that in the longer run, if the ethnic minorities' rights are not going to be considered, somewhere in the future, the country might pull apart, is what Obama has said. To which Nirmala Sitharaman has retorted, and he says, in fact, she goes ahead and says this. She says that when it comes to Obama, please understand this is a person who's bombed 6 Muslim nations. So what minority rights are you technically talking about? And it has been covered everywhere. In fact, we have it in the Indian Express. It says, Nirmala leads BJP attack on Obama. He bombed 6 Muslim countries. As Prime Minister Narendra Modi wrapped up his visit in United States and Egypt and was headed home, the BJP targeted former US President Barack Obama for his comments on Muslim minority in India and questioned its timing given the Prime Minister was in the US when on a state visit. So this is the statement that is coming in, or the coverage that is coming in from the Indian Express. Meanwhile, we have the Hindu also taking it up. The Hindu has in fact said, the Hindustan Times has in fact said, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Sunday took a wheel dig at former US President Barack Obama over his remarks, rights of ethnic minorities in India, saying that 6 Muslim majority countries were bombed by the US during his rule. Sitharaman also alleged organized campaigns were being run at the opposition's behest. Now this, she was also taking a dig with regard to the opposition as well, where she has gone ahead and said that, in a way that the opposition was trying to create a narrative that there was insecurity in this country. And there was one more paper that I wanted to come to that question, Pankaj, where we are talking about the Obama factor in all this. I think I'm missing it out. It must have been in the Hindu. In fact, yes, I'll just open it up right now. It's in the inside pages. Well, it's not there in this. Well, this was the big question out over there. Both of them, in fact, trying to say that why would a former US president, who's also a Democrat, who has been called as the friend of by Prime Minister Modi and even addressed with the first name, why would he, when his colleague, who was the vice president then, Joe Biden, is receiving the prime minister, make a statement like this? And this has not gone down well at all with Delhi, because Delhi believes that when it comes to the close relationship that the United States is looking at with India, India is not going to be a country that would in fact go and look at that relationship from the perspective of being lectured or pontificated at. But again, Prime Minister Modi is said to have a very good takeaway when it came to the relationship with the United States in a 3-day packed visit. But how do you see this, Pankaj, with all this controversy coming in? Was it unnecessary controversy that was created when the visit was going on, and now with the response also coming in because the controversy has already been created? Does this mar the high-powered or the amount of work that has been done with regards to the relationship with the United States?
So, indeed, Varghese, this particular aspect was meant to have a blowback here because, for just for the benefit of our viewers, this comment from the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, which is covered in almost all newspapers, including the Times of India, and as you rightly mentioned, the Indian Express as well has the picture of Nirmala Sitharaman, and then the talks are about how India has responded to the comment made by Barack Obama. And just for, as I was saying, for the benefit of our viewers, this commentary comes after Barack Obama gave an interview to CNN's Christiane Amanpour, where she asked President Obama about what message would he give to his friend, Prime Minister Modi, as he tours the United States. And that particular point of time, Barack Obama said that he would tell Prime Minister that he should be taking some steps to check the developments in the country with regards to the minorities and the divide, the apparent divide that is emanating in India, which is known for its secular fabric. And he said that the message would be to take care of the situation. Otherwise, it could pull India apart. It could basically, in the years and days to come, it could have a negative impact on India. Now, that was picked up by obviously BJP and the media outlets. And at that time, Prime Minister Modi was with President Biden in the United States. Now, Biden and Obama come from the same party. We know that when Obama was the president, Joe Biden was the vice president of the United States. And now this commentary, the timing of it, many said that CNN would be doing it to malign India, to malign India's image. Some would see it as, a very well-timed peace in order to actually destabilize the relations between India and South Africa, America. That way, this whole narrative was meant to have a rebuttal. And this time around, Nirmala Sitharaman came to speaking about that. What she has exactly said is this: we maintain restraint when another country is involved. We want friendship with the United States, but we get remarks about religious freedom in India. It is during his tenure as president that the United States bombed 6 Muslim countries and dropped more than 26,000 bombs in these countries. How will people trust these allegations? Now, uh, in the eye of the storm, at the center of the question are the Muslims. And Obama also spoke in the same terms, saying that the Muslims are, in a way, meaning that they are unsafe and their rights are compromised. And in the same coin, the government also responded, saying that he bombed, 6 or 8 Muslim countries and 26,000 bombs were dropped. Now, this doesn't end here. I mean, we have seen a tweet from Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, where he said, Hussein Obama, and the Hussein part was emphasized upon. So that was again the veiled attack that, a friend who was very dear and is very dear to India, to Prime Minister Modi, because of his remarks, suddenly he changed. But this is how diplomacy, this is how politics happens. And you and I know, Varghese, that this particular India, the new India that we talk about, this is a very significant difference, if you have noticed, and as has been always mentioned, that the rebuttal comes in the same coin, be it in terms of security measures or strategic measures. The infiltration, as many experts would say, has come down. Thankfully, luckily, we don't have the terror activities, which actually were the very commonplace, 8 to 10 years ago. Now, as far as these things are concerned, and that has happened primarily because of the hardened Indian stand when there are, precision attacks being made, when there are eye-to-eye confrontation being done. All those things where India has upped the ante. Now the world has taken note of that, and that's why this particular reaction, having the Prime Minister in the United States, and the rebuttal that comes, obviously, I would say, is once again an act of calling a spade a spade. And what is there? Effectively, factually, what is there? We have known, America to be embroiled in wars outside its borders, and that particular aspect has always been daunting United States as far as its foreign policy is concerned, as far as its stand on human rights is concerned. Because what happened in Iraq, what happened in Afghanistan, Varghese, it is very worthy to note that, and I'm not trying to draw any sort of parallel here between bilateral relations or strategic failures or not, but only 36 to 48 hours ago, we saw how a private army turned against Vladimir Putin, its own boss. And then the whole world came to know that, well, there are wars where private armies also fight for a particular country, which is against the war ethics, if there are any. Because the concept of prisoner of war, the concept of whom to be taken prisoner, who has to be accorded what treatment, all those things come into picture. And then we came to know that the United States was also using private army in Afghanistan and in Iraq. So that way, uh, what has transpired was completely unfortunate. But yes, as history would have it, U.S. under the presidentship of either you say George Bush, followed by Barack Obama, and then later on Donald Trump, who chose to withdraw forces from Afghanistan, which happened only when Joe Biden had come into power. So all those things stay in history books, and that's what the Indian government has just underlined.
Well, Pankaj, that looks like a big statement coming in, but I think it is a very unwanted controversy, especially when the visit was very successful.